I'm here to talk about Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed and talk about how essential sleep is to every athlete, every person, normal day person, and how, for me personally, my Sleep Number bed has been so beneficial to myself and to my family.
Yeah, talk about this. Really the importance of kind of, this is not just about getting a good night's rest. It's health, as well.
Yeah, the sleep. I mean, for sleep, it can be beneficial in so many ways for your health. It's for your recovery. For your like for athletes, for example, when you get your proper rest, your next day, man, it helps your performance out because it's just so beneficial to your mind. Your mind is better when it gets a full night's rest.
I know. There's a whole setup here. They have a couple beds here ready. I don't know if anyone's ever has passed out in those yet, but I know a lot of NFL players, though, certainly believe in the product, and the results are there.
Yeah, because I mean, when people talk about trying to say, you want to be the best athlete or best performer, you think about, you work out, you go out and you work as hard as you can, but you got to think about recovery. And recovery, one of the essential parts of it is sleep. And for your mind, your body, it takes you. I always say like it takes you to another level because you go out there and you know you're going to perform better. You're going to probably even outthink your opponent because you got a full night's rest.
And that part of the game, really the outthinking, that's always been something that was part of you, right? I mean, coming and also that motivation. Can you talk a little bit about that? Coming out of school undrafted, and what was driving you to perform at such a high level?
Well, I think one of the things that was driving me was that it was that to show people that I belonged in the National Football League. Not because I was, when they told me I was too short, they told me I was too small, didn't have enough weight, and that I wasn't from a big school, and that I wasn't what everybody was, the prototype size guy. And so I wanted to prove all those people wrong that I did belong. And so that was something I did that not just in games, but I had that mindset in practice every day, was to go out there and to show my teammates or guys I went against that I belonged. And for me, one of the things I found unique was when it was at practice or something and the guys felt tired. To me, that gave me an edge. It made me stronger because to see them feeling tired, because I'm going, man, you know what? I'm from a Division II school, a small town, and I'm not supposed to be here, and I'm not tired. You are. And so I would do that and scream and holler and laugh at them because it was just like a little kind of a thing that I just found intriguing.
I know. Believe me, as a Packer fan, you never retired out there.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh, I'm glad you told me that. You're a Packer backer. Well, that's cool. But I appreciate the fans. I respect what the Green Bay Packers are doing, and it's a great organization. And but for me, it was just that I played 14 years, and people always was asking me what motivates you. I'm like, it was just motivated to go out there and play, and especially when we played Green Bay.
And I've heard Brett Favre talk about, he considers you like his favorite defensive player, even though you've sacked him, countless times. It's that mutual respect that happens over time is really a rewarding part of being a
Yeah, when you can go out there and you can compete at your highest level, two opponents going against each other, but when you can walk off the field and shake hands and be friends, that what makes the game great because you can get each other or get people to realize that it's just a game, but you go out there and you compete because you want to win, but you're not only trying to win for yourself, you're trying to win for your fans too.
In terms of motivation too, your older brother was in the league 4 or 5 years before you got in there. Seeing his success with that, was that driving you at all as well?
Well, in the back of my mind, it was just I didn't believe it at first that me personally that I could make it, but seeing him get there and make it to the National Football League, it gave me a little inkling that I could possibly make it. And when I got a chance to actually to go to Tampa to play with him, but they wanted me to play linebacker, and I go, well, that's not what I'm supposed to be. But I think going down to Tampa and seeing him, it kind of gave me an indication that I did belong and I could make it. And so I think when they asked me about being a linebacker and me telling a head coach, to a job opportunity, I said no. And went somewhere else. No, that right there showed me that that you saw me a belief I had in myself and the belief that I couldn't just play linebacker. I wanted to play defensive lineman. It was just part of who I am.
I'm sure one guy that had a big impact on you, and unfortunately has passed away in the last few days, and Chris Doleman. Can you just talk about how important a figure he was to you?
Oh yeah, Doleman, from as a mentor, as my rookie year, I was fortunate enough to have him, have Doleman, Keith Millard, Henry Thomas to look up to, but Doleman was I learned early from talking to Doleman that I couldn't play like him because I didn't have his size, but he always taught me about belief and playing and believing in myself, and he also was just a person that taught me how to play the game, how to approach the game, but he also was a good friend, and I miss him dearly, and I always kind of thought that that he and I and Henry and Keith Millard would all kind of always get back together every year, and it's unfortunate that we lost him here in the 2020, and but he's just it's something that I'm still dealing with, and I probably once the Super Bowl's over with, all this is done, sitting thinking more about it, how important a person he was to me.
Yeah, it's good to see him not suffering. I know It's been a tough stretch there for him.
It has. It definitely has been to seeing such an elite player who he was and how he even walked around and carried himself, and to go into that point, and it's really sad.
Just one thing on. Did you ever imagine being in this many Hall of Fames? There was at least 4 or 5.
It's unbelievable. I mean, from my college to my pro to Texas to Minnesota's Hall of Fame and Viking Ring of Honor. I know the person asked me the other day, he goes, "What year did you get in the Viking Ring of Honor?" I'm like, I think it was 09. When did you get in college? I'm like, I think it was 08. But yeah, it's been an amazing ride, and I'm hoping there's more success to continue on down this road, and I look forward to it.
I know it's been a long day. That sleep number mattress looking pretty good right about now.
Dude, if I had my sleep number bed here, sleep number 360, it would be great. But unfortunately, I don't. But once I get back home, I look forward to getting in that sleep number bed and cranking it up, dude, and sitting up and watching the television and enjoying it because.
What's your number?
80. It's actually 80. I like. My wife is like. I think my wife is like 45 or something like that. She has a really low number, and she gets on my side and she goes, "Why do you?" I'm like, "Hey," and I always tell her. I have this little slogan. I go, "Always bet on 80." That's Chris Carter's number. I said, always go with Chris Carter. I said, don't do a 93. I mean, you can't do 93, but you can do, 2-digit numbers. I'm like, don't go high up in the 90s. Just stay up in the 80. But that's my number, though.
Theoretically, you couldn't do 100.
No.
That would be like...
Yeah. But one thing, I mean, like the bed is so amazing. Like, you have the heated feet, the part on it, or when you get out of bed, it lights up. For me, that's pretty cool when you get up and 2 o'clock in the morning, go to the bathroom, all of a sudden that light comes on. I can kind of don't really have to be as wide awake as I want. Now I can see that light and go right back there to that bed.
It sounds like a nice feature.
It is. I think it's for me as I gotten older. Things I look at the little things like I go instead of a cool looking pair of shoes, a comfy pair of shoes.
You're at the orthopedic level now.
Yeah, you go. I want comfort, so that sleep number 360 bed is it's the little things about quality of sleep. Because I used to find myself getting up early in the morning, not with the sleep number bed. I don't. I feel like sometimes I don't want to get out of bed, but I know I have to. So I have to get up and work out and stuff, get to my day.
So give us your advice. Like, what's one of the biggest little things that you've discovered?
As for a bed or?
No, just in general, just in life, like something that you stick to on a routine basis.
One of the things I stick to is every morning I get up and I do 3 miles on the treadmill or elliptical machine. And I actually did it this morning and just watch. It's like, I've got a Rolex, but this thing right here, it's like when I play. It's a Garmin watch, and play golf with it. Tells you what your distance is and all that. But it's like those little things in life makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even so, like, I mean, you've been out of the league for what, 2 decades now?
Yeah, almost, yeah.
Yeah, almost 2 decades. What have you seen progression-wise with the newer guys coming up into the sport? I mean,
Well, you see it. One of the things you see definitely is how more the guys are like they've been. The college coaching must be more advanced because like you watch Joey Bosa, he looks like he's a 5-year veteran. You watch his hands and stuff, and you see the game is like the guys are studying it more. We call it perfecting their craft at an earlier age than guys used to get. Guys used to say, I just want to get in the league. Once I'm in the league, I'll get a good coach and I'll learn my technique. And you see it now where there's a lot of guys, you see it second, third, and fourth round for the Vikings with Daniil Hunter, how he wasn't the top pick of a guy, but the guy plays like, I'm like, where was this guy in college? And then all of a sudden you look at it, and before he got in the league, he was already perfecting his craft, working on his hands. And you see the guys doing that more. And so that when they come in the league, they want to be, they're telling me, I want to be starting. I'm definitely looking to be a starting player, not looking to be a backup for 2 to 3 years. And that's one of the things that's so different about the game, is the hand usage of guys.
so how does that impact rookie contracts, you think? I mean, you alluded to Bosa
Well,
like a 5-year veteran. I mean, does that scale up in a sense?
Well, that's a good question, But I can tell you what, by the time you look at it, by a lot of these guys, by their 5th year, their sack numbers are so high, and where they already have 30 to 40 sacks already by their 5th, 6th year, and you're going, wow, that the numbers that we looked at years ago, we were like, man, you were happy to get maybe 5 your rookie year, and you look at these guys and they're coming out and they're like at 20 to 30 sacks. I'm going like, wow. Man, you look at it like Aaron Donaldson and Donald. Looking at him, I'm like, these dudes are coming out and they're playing really good football at such an early age to where, I mean, I think about myself when I was coming out, I was like, I didn't have a technique. And I had to learn it when I got in the league. And these guys now are perfecting their craft at such an early age.
With the changes of the game, concussion-wise, otherwise, could you have played